Well, we're going to do one more standard form example. We're going to identify the properties quickly, and we're going to convert it to vertex form because from previous experiences, I know that converting to vertex form is quite challenging. But let's get to the identifying the properties. Here we go. A equals -2. What does that mean? Since A is less than 0, the direction of the parabola's opening is going down. B happens to be -20. Right now, because it's not actually being applied to an actual application, we will not worry about that, and we'll move right on to C, which is -42, which tells me that when I graph the parabola, it will cross the y-axis at a height of -42, and that will be its coordinates. So let's move on to the real reason we're watching this video, the converting to a vertex form. Step 1, if we look at y equals -2x squared minus 20x minus 42. Again, I want you to factor out the a coefficient from ax squared plus bx. So we're going to focus on just that right there. And so what I will do is I will pull out, let's put a -2 there. I'll factor out it from -2x squared, leaving me an x squared. Remember, if you pull a -2 out of a -20x, it will leave you with a positive 10x. Now, leave a blank here, leave a blank here. We're going to ignore C. So right now, this -42, just don't worry about it. We'll come back to it later. And as you can see, we've already done step number 1. Step number 2 requires us to take this, let's put this in red, this 10x. Okay, and that is b over a. And what I want you to do is essentially divide 10 by 2 and tell me that you come up with positive 5. What I do need right now is for you to take that b over 2a and square it, which means I need you to take the 5, I need you to square it, and come up with 25. And it's going to go into the first blank. So we're doing those 2 steps right there. So I'm going to put 25 into that spot. Now the key part is remembering what does it mean to be C, which in this case is -42. So the fact that I have C equaling -42, what I need to do is realize that if I would have taken -2 times 25 and added my k, I will come up with the same value as my -42, which will go right there. So if -50 plus k equals -42, then k equals -42, okay, plus 50, which means k is going to equal 8. And that is the number that's going to go right there into that spot. And now I have completed the last task. Remember, -2 times 25 is -50 plus the 8 produces the -42 that's right there. Once I have it in this form, I really only have one last thing to do. I have to take y equals. I put my a in front, -2. I'm going to rewrite the quadratic perfect square trinomial, which let's highlight it there, perfect square trinomial right there, as a factor that is squared, which is going to go into that spot. And to do that, all I have to remember is that I go x, and I'm going to literally write positive 5 after the x in the quantity, and I'm going to square it. And then at the end, since I'm adding 8, I'll put 8 there, I circle it, or in this case rectangle it, and I have come up with the vertex form that I was looking for. And now I can identify its properties. And so that is the second example for converting standard forms to vertex forms.